Today's video is sponsored by Sonic Foam Ear Tips. Alright guys, so recently I've done a video on the brand new SoundPEATS Capsule3 Pro Plus, and I noticed in the comment section that a lot of you guys were asking me, well, how would I compare this to the EarFun Air Pro 4 that we've talked about recently? And I normally see this in comment sections anyways, but I noticed it was popping up a lot, and people were saying you should definitely do a comparison between the two. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to compare the brand new SoundPEATS Capsule3 Pro Plus and the brand new EarFun Air Pro 4. But before we get into that, we're going to go ahead and talk about today's sponsor, which is Sonic Foam. If you are a fan of earbuds, which if you watch this channel, you likely are, most earbuds come with silicone ear tips, but a lot of you guys actually prefer foam ear tips. It just gives you a better fit. It's more isolation. It just blocks out a lot more things around you. And Sonic Foam is a company that pretty much has you covered whatever earbuds you have. In fact, on their website, there is a compatibility list that goes through almost every earbud, so you can find the right one that's for the earbud that you have. And it even comes in a nice little hard case, and mine came with a nice handwritten note, which I see is something that they include with every purchase. And I think that's kind of a nice personal touch. So if you're somebody that prefers foam ear tips, I highly recommend Sonic Foam. I will have a link to their site in the description and also to some of their Amazon listings. And again, I'd like to thank Sonic Foam for sponsoring today's video. And really, I think a lot of people are doing this not only because these are two earbuds I've covered lately. They both come in retailing at $89. They both are on sale because they've both been released. So the SoundPEATS you can get for about $61, $62, where the EarFun you can get for about $71. So we're gonna say there's a $10 difference, but we're really gonna look at these as like they're both an $89 pair of earbuds. Now, the first thing I am gonna point out, both of these are a stem style design earbud. If you follow the channel, you'll know I'm not normally a huge fan of this, but it does allow these companies to house more components in the earbuds, larger batteries sometimes, and at the end of the day, they are more comfortable than regular earbuds. It causes them to stay, more put and not move around. So I do get why these companies are going towards this, but still just not my personal favorite. Now, the first thing I really want to jump into is the technology. The EarFun is using Bluetooth 5.3, where the SoundPEATS is using Bluetooth 5.4. Now, both of these do support multi-point connections, so you can connect to more than one device at a time. Now, they both also support LDAC playback, so you're getting some really high-end Bluetooth codec here. But the EarFun also supports Snapdragon sound. It is going to require that you have a phone or a device that also supports Snapdragon sound to be able to take advantage of this. But with that, you are getting aptX lossless playback. And you can see here that that is an even higher end Bluetooth codec than LDAC. So that is definitely a huge plus. And EarFun also supports Auracast. Now, a lot of people don't necessarily know about this yet because this is a newer technology with Bluetooth. But essentially, it's giving a lot of people the ability to share what they're listening to with other people. It allows you to go into public spaces and be able to connect to the TVs that you see, go into a concert, or if you're at a conference or anything where somebody's speaking. If it supports Auracast, you can kind of just tie into the PA system and hear it that way instead of having to rely on speakers. And this is something, again, it's not necessarily huge now, but I definitely see this taking off and being something pretty big fairly soon. So it's nice that you're already able to get this in the EarFun. And this is even advertised as being the first sub $100 pair of earbuds that have this feature. Now, when it comes to the drivers that both of these are using, the EarFun is using a 10mm composite dynamic driver, where the SoundPEATS is using a 12mm biofram dynamic driver, but also the XMEMS micro speaker. Now, this is kind of what separates the SoundPEATS from the EarFun, because that XMEMS speaker is focused heavily on higher frequencies, like bringing out things that a lot of other earbuds can't necessarily pick up on, and it makes for a brighter, cleaner, more detailed sound in my opinion, but we're gonna talk about that a little bit more once we actually get to the sound. Now, both of these earbuds work with apps. They're both going to give you EQ options. They're both going to give you controls over your controls, where, both of these use touch controls. And at the end of the day, both of them allow you to control everything. But also within each app, each earbud has a gaming or low latency mode. which allows you to be able to use either earbud for watching movies, gaming, TV shows, and it kind of keeps you from just having to worry about lag. And also, both earbuds have active noise canceling. So within the app, you can turn this on or turn it off or go into transparency mode. And the noise canceling on both of these earbuds, I feel like are really good. It's just not that top tier noise canceling. Neither one of these are just gonna isolate you from everything or block everything out, but it is gonna block out lower tones like engine noises, AC units, things like that. And they both do a very similar job. I would probably give the slight advantage to the EarFun, but it's just so close that it really doesn't matter. I don't think you would look at either one of these going for high-end noise canceling. And transparency mode on both of these work really good. You can carry on a conversation without necessarily having to take the earbuds out of your ears. Now, when it comes to the battery life, I feel like there's definitely a night and day difference here. On the SoundPEATS, you're going to get about 6.5 hours on the earbuds themselves, with about 43 hours using the case, where with the EarFun, you're going to get about 11 hours on the earbuds and about 52 hours using the case. And another advantage to the EarFun is it also supports Qi wireless charging, and it also has fast charging, where I haven't really seen any info on the SoundPEATS supporting fast charging, but I know that the EarFun on a 10-minute charge will get you 2 hours of use. And I've said this in other videos, that always comes in handy. So it's nice that the EarFun has this. Now, as far as using these outdoors, they both have the same IPX4 rating, which really just means they're fine against rain, splashes, sweat, and things like that. But neither one of these earbuds you would want to drop or submerge into water. They're not gonna survive that. But as far as what comes in the box on both of these, you're getting the usual small, medium, and large silicone ear tips. You are getting that USB-C cable, but like I said, with the EarFun, you don't necessarily have to use that cable because you can drop the case on any wireless charger and just have it charged that way. Now, if you are looking at using either one of these for taking phone calls, I'm not gonna do a mic test here because I've done it in both videos, which I'll link in the description. I feel like both microphones do a really good job of picking up your voice clearly, being able to, talk in a noisy environment, and it, both of these block out all of that external noise pretty well. So I think, with either one of these, you will be happy with the mic quality on them. But we're gonna go ahead and jump right into the sound. And this is where I feel like, this is where I make my decision. When I'm looking at audio products, I don't necessarily focus as much on features. I know a lot of you guys do. But at the end of the day, if I'm buying an audio product, I'm buying it because of the audio quality. I need to buy something that kind of fits what I'm looking for. And I feel like this is where both earbuds kind of separate a little bit. And then we're gonna go ahead and start with the EarFun first. It is definitely a dynamic tuning. It has that Harman Target tuning where it's trying to elevate the low end, but also elevate the treble. I feel like the bass on these are a little bit more aggressive than the SoundPEATS, so it has that a little bit more loose feeling that kind of makes it feel like a subwoofer in a way. The mids on these sound fantastic. I feel like male, female vocalists, different instruments just sound really good and it never gets buried. And the treble on these have a lot of detail. It's a very well-tuned earbud, but the SoundPEATS, and I think this is what goes back to that X-MEMS micro speaker, is a more refined sound. It's faster. It's able to keep up with things a little bit better. The bass is still punchy, but again, it's tightened up. It feels like with each hit of the drum, it's a little bit more accurate than the EarFun is. And that micro speaker is pulling out treble in a way that I like. I like a very bright treble. I like it right up to the point of being harsh, as long as I have low end to kind of match that. And that's where the SoundPEATS fits me a little bit more than the EarFun does. But overall, like I said, at the end of the day, I don't think you can go wrong with either one of these because of what you can pick them up at. And even their retail price of $89, I both feel like is a hell of a deal because of what you're getting. Again, if you also have a need to have the newest technology, although the SoundPEATS has Bluetooth 5.4, I feel like you're getting a little bit more with the EarFun. Having that Snapdragon sound compatibility, also having that Auracast, I think is huge. You're getting Qi wireless charging, and you're getting a sound signature that I know most people are gonna be completely happy with. But on the flip side of everything, with the SoundPEATS, you're still getting LDAC playback, which I feel like is huge. You are getting a sound that definitely separates this pair from other sub $100 earbuds. I think the details that you're getting out of here is very comparable, and I've said this in my original review, to the Status Between Pros and the Status Between 3A and C, which both are more expensive earbuds, but you're also getting low end that I don't feel like the Status has. So I think from an overall sound perspective, I'm just so impressed with what SoundPEATS was able to do. I just think it's incredible that these options are out there, and it still goes back to me saying you don't have to spend a lot of money to get a lot out of your earbuds. But guys, that's my comparison between the brand new EarFun Air Pro 4 and the SoundPEATS Capsule 3 Pro Plus. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.